Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with today's trading action. All right, now sort of calm markets once again, right? So these are, I think they're really good markets to sort of get into longer term trades, right? And I say that because I got a little bit caught up, with the idea of sort of getting long quickly into, in particular into euro, and got a little bit caught out. But I'll cover that in another video because there's some great lessons in that. Now, just looking at the markets. I mean, there's not a lot going on. I mean, they're trying to fill the news up here with various bits and pieces, but really, if you look at the markets overall, there's not a hell of a lot going on. Those US bonds are just sitting above, or the long dated bonds above 5%. You've got a really nice risk on day, right? And it just goes to show, right? If you're just patient enough, right, you get the nice profile, you can see very clearly what's going on here, right? You could jump into the market, take some cash out of it at any stage because you're very confident with the risk on profile. Okay. Equity futures going up, Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi going up, and the dollar going down, right? And this is the flow of the week. So you got to be really mindful about sort of picking that. As I said, I'll come into that with another video shortly. But so the market, like the conditions look really good, right? And if you look at the hourly charts, okay, I mean, there's been a little bit of a drift, a little bit of a clean out here, right? The dollar sort of bounces up just enough to take out a few stops if you were super aggressive or sort of like I was. But if you look at dollar yen, right? Actually, look at dollar yen and dollar Swiss, right? Just trading off the trend lines. You get the cloud. You got a number of different things here. Dollar yen was looking pretty good up there, I got to say. And dollar CAD a little bit all over the place, as is the Aussie and Kiwi, right? But really looking for euro and sterling to the top side, to me, is the way to go. And you look at the daily charts, right? And even this is where I'm sort of getting a little bit pissed off with myself is just wait for the levels on your daily charts. The thing is with that, right? Usually get a crack, once every sort of 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks to get into the trend. And you know what? Sometimes we're so busy looking at other things, we lose track of it, right? So the dollar here is going down now. Dollar Swiss sort of in the middle of nowhere here, but it is coming back towards resistance. And then dollar yen just had enough momentum to flush out a few weak stops before going back down. So not easy on some of these things, but euro and sterling hanging in there quite nicely. Now, Aussie and Kiwi, it's like they're on a different planet, right? They are just doing their own thing. So daily charts, more of a modest, sort of easygoing sort of trade there. Now, if I just come over here, let's just have a look at what's coming out, what could potentially impact the market. I mean, there's a lot of bond auctions here and there across the globe, but you got Fed Williams speaking. The Japanese CPI just zero point 0.1 better than expected, not enough to really rock the house. But you come into the sort of European North American session, you got GDP numbers out of the Eurozone, right? That's not really a big thing. Retail sales out of the UK, that's something, if you've got time, just check that out. See if it actually goes with the current momentum that is happening on sterling, right? And don't forget, we did have those crazy good CPI numbers, and then sterling just drifts lower, which is a little bit mind-numbing. Eurozone consumer confidence, and then you got retail sales figures there for Canada, right? So some low-hanging fruit if you're looking for a little bit of momentum. All we need is some of those numbers to go the right way, and you're into a trade. Right, so once again, markets are lining up, right? We've got quite a few of the majors here with clear signs of joy. Okay, bullish for euro. I had a little bit of a stop loss run in between that. You got sterling, dollar yen bearish, and Aussie bearish. It's more about trying to work out when and how to get in, right? And we're not seeing the perfect timing just at the moment, right? But once again, if you're looking for opportunities, right? That's all we want to see, and that's what this pairs in play is, looking for opportunities across the board. Like you look at the Aussie pairs, right, and some of the Kiwi ones, they're all going down, right? Europe and the yen definitely outperforming Aussie and Kiwi. Got to really keep one eye on that because there's cash drifting through each week, and it's not doing us any favors by sort of chasing. I mean, I still like the majors, don't get me wrong, but there's some easier trades here, just sort of drifting bias, right? And if you don't have a look, you just don't see them, right? So not much to do today, right? But one thing, just be wary, right? Like I like euro up, but on the hourly chart, right? There's a long way back down here to sort of 111.75, right? It's sort of drifting in the middle of nowhere. It wants to go up, but it's losing fans. What I mean by that is like traders are getting in, getting out. It's like it's just not going. And we don't really have anything to really push it along, right? And what's happening is like this sterling trend line, you're just moving the trend line across to the latest low, right? So it's sort of drifting, right? That's a drift sideways as opposed to, you know, going up. But at least with sterling, we've got a tangible support line at that level. And the rest of them, well, you're just tweaking the highs and lows, right? Because they are just slowly drifting through some of these levels. Probably get that one there, actually. Um, yeah, so that's it. Like you can't force the market to give us cash. So what we're going to do is just wait to pick this thing off, right? And to me, if I just get rid of those old support lines, you know, like dollar Swiss and dollar yen, whether it's the hourly charts, I like the daily charts a little bit better. Looking to get into these because these two here, right? We don't want to see another 200 or 300 points without getting into a trade here and following the overall trend. It just looks very appealing. So euro sterling looks better. Okay. And I just missed out on getting into sterling. I don't know how it just didn't get low enough. See down here, just wasn't oversold enough where I did get into euro, and I'll come back through with a video on that in a second. But you know, nice market conditions, nothing hectic. See what's going on, and if you see an opportunity technically, well, now's the sort of time to have a crack. All right, guys, have a good one. All the best. Cheerio.